What's the haps? I'm Meroka, and today I'm going to be taking a quick look at Party Hard by Pinokl Games. This is a game that could very accurately be described as a murder simulator. It is basically about killing lots of people for no really well-justified reason. This is a game that first caught my eye back in March at PAX, and it was kind of original, kind of interesting, and I've been keeping an eye on it. Tiny Builds have been good enough to send across a bunch of preview copies over the last few months, and I've taken a look at them each time because, well, I think it's a pretty cool game, and I'm keen to share it with you folks. At this point, it will be released on Tuesday, so I think it's as good a time as ever to give it a bit of a critique. I mean, it's not quite 100% finished. If you look at the version on the top corner, it's 0.6.8, so I imagine at this point it's just mostly bug fixes and tweaks and things. There have been a few updates over the last couple of days, and I think it's mostly just fixing bits and pieces here, so I think it's fair to give it a look at this stage. If we have a look at the options, we've got resolution and full screen are basically the entirety of your graphics options, really. You're not going to get much more than that. It's a basic pixel art style game, so I don't think it needs much more than that. Music and sound, they're on separate sliders. Well, I say sliders, they're increments. Not ideal, but not bad. Controls, we can't rebind them, unfortunately. No, you can't rebind controls. I've been playing on a gamepad, to be honest. I find it better to play on the gamepad for this particular game, but one of the issues that I had with it early on still kind of hasn't been addressed, which is to say there's no dead zone calibration for the analog sticks, which the game definitely had an issue with early on. It doesn't seem to anymore, but at the same time, you know, controllers vary. Not all controllers are made equal, and some people might want to be able to calibrate that. They may still have issues, and it may be nice to be able to calibrate it to reduce those issues. Having a predefined one and assuming that's going to work for everybody is not necessarily the best way to work, to be honest, so that's not ideal. Then we also got a Twitch configuration down here, which basically allows people to, if you're streaming the game on Twitch, you can get people to interfere with events that happen in your game, which sounds amusing. I'd quite like to give that a go. You can get people just summon bears and stuff into your level for like no good reason other than they want bears, which I suppose that probably is a pretty good reason to have bears. Why not? So let's have a look at some levels, shall we? I thought in the last build that we got that there were only going to be about 8. Steam page says there's actually 12 levels. I will say some of the levels kind of seem similar. Pool Party and Neon Top Party are not terribly different to each other. They're both on the top of a building and they share a lot of features in common. They're different, they're aesthetically different, but some of the traps and things and layout of the levels are very, very similar. Everything else is fairly unique. A lot of them got their own unique features. We'll do Neon Top Party anyway, because I think it's a fairly interesting level, I think. We've got character selection. You've got a hero, is a guy trying to get some sleep. Calling him a hero, I think, is perhaps not terribly accurate. It's more an anti-hero, especially since he's, a mass murderer. We've got Massacre, who is unlocked for creating a massacre, really. You unlock him for killing quite a lot of people in one go, I think, really. And other levels, like Miami Party, kind of lock you into other ones for narrative reasons, but mostly you're going to be playing a guy trying to get some sleep. So let's do that. In case you're not familiar with the plot of it, which obviously, if you've not seen my other videos, you won't be familiar with the plot, but you will be familiar with it. But otherwise, yeah, basically this guy is being kept awake at 3 AM by his neighbours with loud parties, and the best way to deal with that is to go and stab everybody. Or at least murder them one way or another. We've got a lot of ways to do that. We do have a trusty knife that we can stab around. We are the guy with the circle around our feet, by the way. We can stab people with a knife. People aren't too bothered about us swinging a knife around, but if we were to insert it in someone, people might take more issue with that. If I press the left trigger, it brings up an interface that kind of shows us a lot of important information about everything. You can kind of see people in what I guess is kind of audio range, where the little sort of speaking icon around them. I presume that's where people can hear you from, but I've never really noticed that be a major issue. The crosshairs are kind of where all the environmental traps are in the level, so you can see kind of things that you can interact with to cause people to die, or at least do something. And if anybody was suspicious of me, which they're not at this moment, because why would they be? I'm just a party goer, you know. They have no reason to be suspicious of me at this point. Nobody has died. There would be a little red meter above a bunch of people's heads saying, I think this guy had something to do with the fact that that guy died earlier. So, you know, let's go kill some people. Let's make that happen. So, for starters, one of the things we can do is pick up sleeping people. And one of the unique environmental traps of this level is that you can throw people off the roof. So that's actually a pretty effective way to do that. You can pick up dead bodies and you can pick up sleeping people, and you can throw both off the roof. Oh, wait. I'm guessing that's a bug. That guy, he's still stood there. What the heck? Yeah, okay, yeah, he's woken up. I thought he might have done that. So, yeah, now he thinks that's a bit weird. He still apparently doesn't suspect me, but he definitely thinks it's a bit weird that I was carrying him around while he was sleeping. Nobody else seems to think that's a problem. The police don't have a problem with it, the other partygoers don't have a problem with it, but the person that you were carrying around, they definitely think it's a bit weird that you would be doing that, and they will break free if they wake up whilst you're carrying them. So that can happen. One of the fairly major features of this level, I guess, is this. This can kill a lot of people. This killed, like, 27 people there, I think, which is... Honestly, if you want to unlock Massacre, by the way, that's pretty much the way to do it. We can spike the punch here. If people come drink punch, they will be poisoned and may well fall down dead. There's someone sleeping in a precarious position over there. We can just give them a nudge over the edge of the roof. So a lot of ways to kill people. If I were to get a bit cocky and start stabbing people in the open, they'd run and call the police. I mean, for the moment, for the moment there aren't any bodies to be found. So I think what we need to do is try and make some bodies, just so we can see some of the other mechanics at play. So if I stab her, rather than pushing her off the edge, give her a bit of a stab. So if someone wanders around... Oh yeah, someone just dropped dead of a punch, so now someone's like, oh my god, there's a dead body. So the police have to turn up, they will body bag it. I'm not rightly sure what the difference is, but sometimes they'll call paramedics and sometimes they'll call the police. Both can appear. So in this place, the paramedics come in via helicopter, they'll pick up the person who's been stabbed up top, and they'll go on their merry way. So I'm not sure why it's sometimes one and sometimes the other, but it does happen. Both can come. The police can try to arrest you if you're a suspect. The paramedics obviously won't. We can cut their rope. They will fall. These are kind of an environmental trap. The gumball machines. I don't know why, but they explode. If somebody goes near them after they've been rigged, they take a moment to arm, but after that, if anybody goes near them, they will die. I think he just dropped dead of poison, not an explosion up top there, but either way. The police can in fact get the wrong man, as we're about to see. This doesn't happen terribly often, but it can happen. The police currently suspect the DJ for some reason. Someone has pointed the finger of blame at the DJ, and I think the police officer is going to try to arrest the DJ. I've never seen them arrest the DJ before, so that is a new one, but... Yep, no, he's literally just cut off the head of the DJ. I don't know. I have a feeling there's more an artifact. There is only one animation for taking out the DJ, and the police basically they're supposed to knock out the DJ, but the DJ only has that one animation, which is probably a bug, but like a rare bug, I think I just found. So yeah, they can get the wrong man. If that was me, I would have to do a bit of a runaway. The police are not hard to evade. They're a little harder on this level because there's no secret passageways. Some of the levels have secret passageways and things as part of their unique structures. And yeah, I'd be able to evade the police quite effectively with them by doing that. This level, I would literally just have to run away using my sprint meter, which is quite a nice addition. I've been asking for that for a while, and hey, they've actually added, there's actually a sprint meter in the game now, so that's cool. I'll rig that, see if we can explode anybody there. That might be nice to do. This guy is a bouncer. The bouncer will beat you up much like a police officer and knock you out, and basically it has the same consequence as being attacked by a police officer. So you don't want to get caught by a bouncer. However, you can stab them in the back, as I just did. And then we've got the item that I picked up in the suitcase. So you can pick up a random item in each level. There are a few different things you can get in there. Sometimes you'll get a disguise that will let you evade the police more effectively. That guy's really that guy pretty much knows it's me. He's terrified now, the guy with the big red bar, so he'll run away if I go anywhere near him. We can throw down my stun bomb on the floor, so leave me alone. Yeah, he knows that's me. He's gonna run away. We can use our stun bomb to take out the dance floor. I want to get away from that, otherwise chances are I'm going to get hit by that as well. You can be knocked out by your own stun bomb. So, that's a paramedic. Paramedics don't care about you murdering people, apparently. In spite of their profession, they're pretty okay with the whole stabbing thing. Yeah, he knows I'm a murderer. They don't do much to get away. Everybody's just generally kind of incompetent and inept in this game, which kind of doesn't match up with the sort of the narrative of the game. Between levels, we'll kind of get this conversation between this gravelly-voiced police officer and a character whose identity is never really well explored. It may be that it's revealed right at the end of the game or something, but throughout much of the story, we never get to know who he is. The voice acting between the two, I think, is kind of weak, and it feels a little bit like it's kind of kind of a later addition to the game, was added as a bit of an afterthought rather than the game being designed around the story. It's more like, hey, how can we shoehorn a bit of a story in here? It's not an awful story, but it's definitely not the game's strongest point. And yeah, the narrative just doesn't quite match up. So yeah, the police are going to chase me down. I'm going to hopefully try and get away from him here. Maybe. Oh, come on, there was one person left in the level. Really? Sometimes you can outrun them. They do give up reasonably easily. I mean, if I'd managed to make it a little bit further, he would have just said something like, ah, screw it, or I'm too old for this, and just give up and go home. But the narrative of the story is such that they're like, oh no, oh yeah, this is basically America's most wanted man. I was like, entire police force of several states chasing him all the way across America. They couldn't catch him. He's impossible to stop this man. And it's like, well, that's not being represented very well in the game. They're sending one lone police officer at a time after you, who gives up after about 10 seconds of chasing him. Which kind of just narratively, I think that's what you would call a ludonarrative dissonance. I don't know whether, I'm not certain that I'm using that expression correctly, but I think that checks out. So let's use our tried and tested, very effective ways of, oh, okay, apparently if you walk onto the dance floor while the flames are still there, you die as well. That's good to know as well. Well, cool. A lot of the levels have very unique things going on. Rather than do this level, once this is loaded... Oh, that was kind of odd. The game kind of hung on the loading screen there. I will say that's not happened before, but that was kind of odd. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to get into the level and quit, but then it didn't let me, so... hey-ho, never mind. Let's try a different level. Let's do... the Halloween party is a reasonably interesting level. Let's do that. Some interesting stuff going on there. Each level's got a lot of unique things, so this one's obviously a Halloween-themed one. We've got a bike here. That's not necessarily unique, but it's kind of a rarity in some of the levels. Basically, if the biker who owns that bike discovers it's broken, he'll get angry and go kill somebody, and basically he can end up getting arrested or dealing some damage. Basically he's going to do your job for you in a lot of respects. There are horses here. If someone steps behind the horse, well, we can frighten it, and it can give a bit of a kick, can kill people that way. There are coffins. We can hide bodies in the coffins. In fact, there's dumpsters on the right as well that would also be good for that. I wonder if I can get these guys with the horse, actually. Boom! Yes, I can. Cool. There's the dumpsters. You obviously didn't get any of those on the rooftop party. They weren't a feature there, but there are places that you can pick up and hide bodies as well. I guess the roof, the best you've got is throw them off the edge, which you can do with the bodies, which is not a bad way to hide them. Actually, it's a very good way to hide them. But yeah, we've got dumpsters in this one that you can just throw a body into in order to get rid of it. Some of the geometry's a little awkward. I'm having real trouble navigating this horse and wall here. I can't get through that. It's a kind of a weird quirk of the perspective. It's not great, but hey-ho. We have a cauldron, which is kind of similar to the punch bowl, so we can go through there. There is one of the secret passageways, got this little icon, so we can go through here into this weird alien laboratory thing. Stab that guy. I found to my detriment before, police can follow you through that one for some reason. Normally, they won't follow you through a secret passageway. There is one over here. We kind of got a trapdoor in here. If I go through here, we'll pop out outside the crypt over on the left-hand side. So, yeah, if you go through there, you can use that as a pretty effective escape route from the police. We've got a smoke bomb here, which is a unique one. It's not. No, I know it's not unique to this level. It's just it's an item. We can these torture racks. They're unique, so we can people who are going, lol, look at us, we're being tortured at the Halloween party. Yeah, they can actually be killed through that, which is not what you wanted at the Halloween party, but nonetheless. So let's throw down one of the smoke bombs, since that's a fun, unique toy. I keep calling it unique, which is like it's just not. It's basically anybody who's within the smoke is going to be. I'm going to be well hidden. You get an icon over some people, but I think it's a little bit wider than that range. There's good range, it lasts a little while. Anybody who's within that range, you can comfortably stab. And nobody will see what happened. Nobody will know. Nobody will be any the wiser. So, yeah, that was about to dissipate, so about time to get out of there. You'll get a couple of uses from most of the items. Say you got the smoke bomb. You can see it kind of recharging up there. There's a little bar next to it, which will kind of refill. And after a while, I'll be able to use that again. I think you only get about 2 uses. I'm pretty sure I tried the stun bomb and got 2 uses out of the stun bomb at one point. A bonfire, I can throw someone on the bonfire, but the bonfire will burn out. Apparently bonfires don't burn well with human flesh, apparently, or something. I got the guy in the trench coat here. He is a vendor, although admittedly he's somehow had a drink of the punch and become kind of poisoned, which means he may keel over at any minute. He can be disrupted by being startled by stuff, and he apparently can drink poison. I didn't realise that, but yeah, he can die and he can become disrupted, but if he's allowed to do his thing, eventually he'll stop and kind of open up shop and give you a second item, or if the level didn't have a first item, but the briefcases with an item in are on most levels, and then this guy, if he pops up, will offer you a second item, which you can swap out. If you can't carry two things at once, you just kind of drop your first item where you were. So he's going to go behind the building. I wonder if he's going to... I'm kind of hoping he's going to offer up an item behind the building. Seems like a good place to do a shady deal. You going to do a shady deal? He's not going to do a shady deal. Let's just stab him and put him in a bin. Why not? Well, a callous attitude, I know, but such is life. Such is life. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting and unique things going on in each level. They all do play out dramatically differently. Some of the levels are like ridiculously short, but have their own really unique twist. Most of them are kind of they're kind of the exception rather than the norm, though. But they do break up the flow with something just a bit different, just to keep things interesting. I think each level's definitely got unique stuff about it. Even if the pool party and neon top party were similar, they're definitely not the same. So, okay, she saw that, I think, because there's a big red meter overhead. Either she only caught a glimpse of it and she's like super suspicious of me, or she saw it. I'm not sure which. I think there is somewhere in this level, I think there is a phone, because you are allowed to make your own phone calls as well. Everybody else can obviously call the police for you, but if you ring the phone, you can call a variety of different things. One of the weirder things I've definitely seen on this level is that you summon kind of this weird furry animal van, and then a badger turns up and starts murdering people, which is just a bit quirky. Oh yeah, and apparently if you use, you can see now, if you use escape routes to escape the police, Mario turns up and seals it up for some reason, and then he will disappear down the toilet, as Mario does. Apparently that's Mario's secret transportation method, down the toilet. Okay, sure. So I won't be able to use that again. I've used that once to evade the police, so I definitely can't do that a second time. So that's out of bounds for me. There is the one into the alien place, but I don't think that's going to work. I've tried it before. You don't get away very well. I think the pumpkin for some reason is a trap, which is kind of odd because it's a frickin' pumpkin. They do make traps out of the oddest things. They really do. But yeah, it's kind of. I think I've shown you a lot of the features here. I don't think there's a whole heck of a lot more to say. I would have liked to show you some cutscene, but that does rely on me actually being able to, you know, effectively murder everybody well, which is kind of not happening right now. I'm kind of. I can't believe I got arrested with just one person left, which is just poor performance, really, all things considered. Well, there you go. That is Party Hard. As I say, this is going to be out on Tuesday, the 25th of August. It will be available on Steam, and not sure of the price just yet, but I can very happily recommend it. I think it's going to be one of my favourite games of the year, and I may well play a little bit of this on my channel, or a lot of it on my channel. Also tempted to stream it because of the unique streaming features, so we shall see. I fear you have not heard the last of Party Hard from me. I think I've got more Party Hard to share with you, but that is my first impressions of the full finished product. I think it's pretty cool, and I think you should be keeping an eye out for it when it comes out on Tuesday. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Meroka, and I shall see you next time.